Okay, students, I just wanted to kind of create a short video for you just about numerical methods here this summer 2020. Some things will be a little bit different as the world is different and everybody seems to be operating different. And this class is no exception. So I want to talk to you and kind of go through some stuff. So I'm going to start with the syllabus, which you can find on e-learning here. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through everything on the syllabus. First off, of course, there's my name, Dr. Michael Reynolds. My office is in Building 4 on the Pensacola campus, but you're not going to be able to really visit me there this summer, of course. My cell phone is right there. If you need to text me, that's fine, but really, I would much prefer that you contact me with my email, okay? And one note about email, I prefer that you use Gmail to send me messages and not use the Canvas system. I'll respond to your Canvas messages on e-learning, but I prefer if you just use standard Gmail, but it's okay either way. I'll work with you no matter what. Office hours, of course, I don't really have any office hours. I want to support, I want to help you every step of the way. I want to give you online support with email. And so I try to respond to my email really quick, all right? And I'm also always trying to encourage this. Students don't do this very often, but we have a discussion forum. I'm going to click there just for now. And you can put discussions in here. So, you're welcome to do that, And the reason I like the discussion forum for your questions is that other people can see them, Instead of me answering a question for one person, I can answer the question for everybody, all right? So, you're encouraged to do that. I don't think a lot of students typically do that, but you're certainly encouraged to do that if you want to. All right, so what is this course all about? This is a course that has a lot of different things that we cover. Essentially what we try to do is, in this course, is use math as a tool to help engineers solve problems. You've been learning math all your life from, simple stuff to algebra to trig and geometry and then finally calculus and differential equations. And so you've been learning a lot of math, but this is very different because this is a very applied math, okay? We're not going to focus on proofs and how to, learn stuff theoretically. We're going to learn how to figure out how to get the number and how to solve the problem. So it's a very practical course. It's the kind of course that a lot of engineers will use in the future. And it's also a way which we try to introduce you to computer programming, okay? Now, things have changed a little bit lately because now within mechanical engineering, we have a separate course that we require our students to do for programming. And so I may in the future do a little bit less programming in this class, but for now we still have significant programming as well. And so we use MATLAB, or if you want Excel, and I'll talk about that in a moment, to do the programs. But this course covers all sorts of things about how to use mathematics as a practical tool to get the answer. That's all we care about is let's get the number. Let's solve the problem, okay? All right, so I want to talk about the course text, Applied Numerical Methods with MATLAB for Engineers and Scientists, 4th edition. I did use a little bit of a different text this time. It's actually pretty much the same text as I've used before, but in this case, it's a slightly different one. Anyway, I always get questions about whether you need to buy the textbook or not. I think it's always a good idea to have a physical textbook, but you don't have to have it. But I think it's a good idea. Also, you do need to have access to the Mcgraw-Hill Connect system for your homework, okay? So essentially, the cheapest way to do it is just to buy the access to the homework system and then just buy an old textbook. And you don't have to buy the fancy new one. If you have any numerical methods textbook from Chopra, Chopra is the author, C-H-A-P-R-A. If you have any of them by Chopra, you're good to go, okay? The only thing that you definitely need to have is the homework access, okay, to Mcgraw-Hill Connect, all right? And the easiest way to do that is through the website, really. So let's talk about homework, okay? So you're going to have homework in two places, and it gets a little confusing, but it's really not, okay? You're going to have Mcgraw-Hill Connect, okay, and some of your problems are going to be on there. And you will have some problems uploaded to eLearning. And I'll explain the first homework for you as we go in there. But basically, it's like this. You're going to do all your regular problems on Mcgraw-Hill Connect. But the only thing that you're going to do that's not on Mcgraw-Hill Connect is some of the programming problems, okay? You will have some programming problems either in MATLAB or Excel that are turned in separately, okay? Either in MATLAB or Excel. Now, I had a question already. Should I buy MATLAB? Should I use Excel? You know, because you can program in MATLAB, you can program in Excel. And in fact, I posted a discussion about it here, and you can go and click on it, and you can go look at it. Let's see if I can pull it up. And you can read this discussion on your own time about whether you should use MATLAB or Excel. All right? Okay, so let's go back to the syllabus. Oops, well, you can go there too, but let's go here to the main thing, and let's go to the syllabus. And let's see here. Okay, so I've talked about homework. I'll talk about Mcgraw-Hill Connect in a moment, all right? But here's the thing about homework. Homeworks are big, okay? There's only 5 homeworks, all right? So this is a whole class that only has 5 homeworks. So guess what? The homeworks are big. So you should not wait till the last minute to start it, okay? If you wait till the last minute to start it, you're probably going to do bad on the homework, okay? And let me tell you this too. Dedication to homework is the single most important factor in your grade, okay? It's only 25% of the calculation, but it's so critical. I mean, homework is so important to do the homework, all right? So you got to do the homework. You got to get on it. You got to do it. And remember that there's most of the homework's on the Mcgraw-Hill Connect, but there's some separate programming assignments, okay? So I'll walk you through that here when we're done going over this, okay? Now I'll show you a Mcgraw-Hill Connect as well, and we'll go through that, all right? So you have quizzes. You're also going to have 5 quizzes worth 10 points, okay, each. The lowest quiz score will be dropped, okay? Quizzes are also 25% of your grade. Quizzes will be 30 minutes, and they'll be using the Respondus Lockdown browser, okay? All your quizzes and tests have to use Respondus Lockdown browser with webcam, okay? That's to try to cut down on some of the cheating, okay? So each quiz will be done within an 8-hour window, and it'll be announced far ahead of time. So I'll probably put the quiz, you know, probably about week 3 of the course, maybe week 4, probably week 3, you know, and I'll announce it way ahead of time. And I'll have an 8-hour window, probably something like between noon and 8 p.m., right? And so hopefully sometime between noon and 8 o'clock, you can come online and take a 30-minute quiz, okay? So hopefully that'll work out. I will also have, by the way, a quick extra credit quiz coming up here shortly. And the extra credit quiz will be worth 5 points. It'll add to your quiz score, and it'll basically be a test of whether you're paying attention in this class. Did you read the syllabus? Did you read everything? And hopefully everybody can get a 5 out of 5, and you will get 5 bonus points towards your quiz score. Okay, so that's good. And again, your lowest quiz is dropped to help your grades. All right, so what about exams? So we're going to do 2 exams. One's going to be, the midterm's going to be either June 29th or June 30th, and the final exam is going to be either August 6th or August 7th. I don't know exactly the dates, and I'll probably ask students if there's one or the other that's bad. I want to try to make this as convenient as I can for you, okay? Now, the exams will be given using the Respondus Lockdown browser, okay? So all the exams will also be done all online, okay? Normally in summer when I teach, students have to come in and do the exams, but obviously we can't do that now. So you have to take the exams online using the Respondus Lockdown browser and the webcam. The exams are going to be longer, okay? Each one's going to be 180 minutes, okay? Why do I do that? Well, because I found that students are going to do better if I give you more questions and I give you lots and lots of time. Okay, if I give you only a few questions and you screw up on a couple of the questions, you're probably going to get a bad grade. But if I can give you, let's say, 10 questions, then if you screw up on 2 of them, then maybe you still get 8 out of 10 and you're okay. All right, so we're going to try my best to give you an exam that hopefully, you can do well on if you prepare, work hard, figure it out, you can do well. Now, here's another thing you got to remember. Exams and quizzes are all open notes and open book. Okay, it's all open notes and open book. But here's the thing. If your book is only an ebook, you may have trouble accessing it, right? So it's probably better to have your own physical book, right? So it's good if your book is not an ebook, okay? And if all your notes are only online, you won't be able to access them because you'll be in Respondus Lockdown Browser. So it's probably good if you print out your notes and you have a physical textbook, okay? I'd recommend that. Just go on eBay and buy a cheap textbook, Numerical Methods by Chopra. It doesn't matter what edition, it doesn't matter, okay? Get a cheap one, and then at the end of the summer, if you want to sell it back, Probably won't cost you much. All right, so grades. I haven't typically done this, but we've done a grade scale, okay? So there it is. I hope it works out. If students do really bad, I might give a few extra credits, maybe do another extra credit quiz or maybe an extra credit homework or something like that, and all that. So, but hopefully students can do well on the homework, okay? Hopefully students can do well on the quizzes and the tests, and then you can do well in the course. All right, so there's lots of other things you should read, and then here's the course schedule, okay? We focus more on the programming in block 1, but remember that blocks 2, 3, 4, and 5 will also have some programming as well, okay? So don't think that they won't have any programming, because they will, but there's more programming in block 1. All right, so let me go and show you a little more about how things are going to work, all right? So module 1 corresponds to block 1, okay? Everything in module 1 is block 1. So what do you do when you approach a module? Well, the first thing you probably do is you watch the lectures, okay? Well, there's lecture 1, Error and Taylor series. But then notice I've got 2 lecture 2s. Do you have to watch both lecture 2s? Not really. Again, remember that discussion I had about whether you choose to program in MATLAB or whether you choose to program in Excel. If you choose MATLAB, then watch the MATLAB tutorial and do all the MATLAB stuff, okay? If you choose Excel, I have 3 things for Excel. If you choose MATLAB, I have 3 things for MATLAB, okay? You'll notice that. There's 3 individual pieces here for MATLAB. 2 of them are like YouTube videos. This last one's very long. I did not make this content, but I think it's good. I did make this content for you, and I did make this tutorial for you. These are for you. This is an external link of somebody else, but I thought it was good, so I decided to throw it in there. All these are great for learning MATLAB. Okay, if you want to do Excel, then I've got a lecture for Excel. I've got a short tutorial and a long tutorial. Again, 3 things for Excel. But you don't have to do the Excel if you choose MATLAB, and you don't have to do the MATLAB if you choose Excel. Okay, I will say most students choose MATLAB. I think it's probably easier to learn, but you don't have to. Another thing I should mention about MATLAB, you can get MATLAB through my UWF, and there is a thing called Argo apps. Okay, there's a regular version and a light version. The light one is easier to run, but you might want to do the regular version because it's a little bit more powerful and easier to use. Okay, so Argo apps is awesome. Okay, now here's the thing. I'm going to create a separate video in a few days of a little bit more advice with how to run MATLAB using Argo apps. Okay, so I'm going to do some separate video on that. All right, I'll do that in a few days. But for now, I want to talk about the course. All right, so every module you're going to watch the lectures, and then what you're going to do is then you're going to see the homework. Now, the homework one's a little bit, I guess all of them are sort of like this, but homework one's a little bit different. The first thing you're going to look at is your individual assignment. You're going to say, okay, well, what am I assigned? Well, you're randomly assigned 3 problems. You see all these numbers here? This is your last 3 digits of your UWF ID. So hopefully you can find who you are in this, right? And then these are the 3 random problems you're assigned. You say, well, which problems am I assigned? Okay, well, let's go back here. If you go to the programming problems and click that, you will see a list of 35 different programming challenges, okay? Right? So the numbers here correspond to the numbers that you were assigned in your individual assignment, okay? So you go back here and you go, oh, okay, my last 4 digits are 414. And so I have to do problems 2, problems 24, and problems 25, okay? So that's how you do it. Read the directions, and that's how you do it. Now, that's not the whole part of the homework, okay? There's one more piece of the homework. The other piece of the homework comes with Mcgraw-Hill Connect. So you click Mcgraw-Hill Connect, and of course yours is going to look a little different. You go to your Connect section, and then you will see a homework here, okay? This homework is 40 points. The programming problems are 60 points. Now later on, this homework will be more and the programming problems will be less. Remember what I said, the first one, there's more programming, okay? So anyways, that's how that works. And that's module 1. Now I've already got module 2. You've got lots of stuff here. I haven't released the programming or the homework yet for module 2, but I'll release it soon. Module 3, module 4, module 5, and you'll see homework eventually there as well. Okay, and then down here, when it comes to midterm review and final exam, I'll give you some other stuff for that too. By the way, some students have asked, will we ever do anything live? Okay, well, we will do a couple of things live. Well, one thing we'll do is we'll have a live WebEx to review for the midterm and a live WebEx for the final. Okay, so we'll all get together. I'll send you a link, and you'll be invited to join me for a live WebEx sometime this summer before the midterm and sometime later before the final. Okay, so we'll do that at some point later. You know, but that's the extent of the live portion of the class. Most everything is pre-recorded, and so you can work ahead. Obviously, I'll need to post these homeworks, and I'll get ahead of this and post this soon, and you'll see the homeworks, and then you can start working these. And remember, modules correspond to blocks. So this is block 5, block 4, block 3, module 3, block 3, whatever. So you can look at that all up on the syllabus. Okay, and so how you're going to interact with this course, you're probably going to take it block by block, module by module. You're going to watch the videos, and then you're going to focus on the homework, realizing that there's part of it's a programming part, and part of it's over here in Mcgraw-Hill Connect. And then be making sure you're keeping track. Check your emails. Check this site, you know, every day, or, you know, maybe you have to skip a day or two, no big deal, but, you know, check the site, because I'll be announcing the quizzes. Okay, we'll have some quizzes. I'll be announcing other things going on as well. Okay, so I hope everybody has a good semester. I think it's going to be great. Just got to focus in on that homework, watch the videos, stay with this, and usually this is a course where you can learn a lot from it. Okay, you gotta pay attention. You gotta be diligent. You gotta watch all the videos. You gotta do the homework, but you know, hopefully you can have success with all that. Okay. I'm not seeing anything else that's really critical. I think I pointed out most of the critical stuff, and so I'm going to stop here for now. But like I said, I'll post something a little later and talk about MATLAB and how you can run MATLAB using Argo apps. Okay, but let's get started watching the videos and making the decision whether you do MATLAB or Excel, and start working on the programming. And one more note about programming. I know that some of you are really good at programming, and so this will be easy. And I know many of you are not very good at programming, and so this is going to be hard. Okay, programming is always hard at the beginning. Here's what I encourage you to do. Start early, and please, if you have trouble, try something in MATLAB, try writing some code, try putting something together, and then if it doesn't work, email it to me and say, okay, look, I tried this, I was thinking maybe I could do this, but it didn't work. And then I'll give you some help, okay? And we can go back and forth, okay? Now, that requires you also to start early. So please, start early. And, you know, if you want to ask questions on the discussions and things like that, get strategies on how to do the programs, that's fine too, okay? But I want to help you. I want us to have a success. So let's have a great summer. Thanks.